Becoming an artist isn't just practicing more. It's about how you think. It's also about how you show up. And it's about how you talk to yourself. It's about your day to day habits and how you treat yourself throughout. In this video, I'm sharing with you tips, habits, and ways that I have channeled and made small changes that helped me grow as an artist without losing my love for it. So if you're trying to improve or you just feel overwhelmed, this is the perfect video for you to embark on 2026 with a bright mindset and a genuine crave for growth. By the end of this video, you'll have practical tools to use every day and hopefully be motivated to create. So let's get started. And my name is Miriam, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk about anything art that goes. And thanks so much for being here. Number one, let's get this out of the way. You have to define, what does it mean to become a better artist for you? My definition might be completely different than your definition, and that is totally okay. An analogy that I like to reference, it's like a runner. If you run, you're usually just a runner. That's what you call yourself. It doesn't matter if you run every single day, twice a day, or once a month. If this is something that you do consistently, whether it's like over the duration of the month or whatever that looks like to you, if that's a habit that you have done continuously throughout your life, usually you just call yourself that. You don't need to train for a marathon to become a runner. And I think a lot of us artists often feel that sense of weight to call ourselves an artist. And that's why I feel like a lot of places say, oh, are you an emerging artist? Oh, are you a successful artist? Are you this? Are you that? That makes sense, but just know with everything, there's levels, and it doesn't underqualify you for being an artist in general, okay? Every gallery will have its rules about what it is it means to be an emerging artist. It's usually like, I think if you have showcased under 3 like exhibits or something like that, specifically solo, but it varies from gallery to gallery. For me to become a better artist, it's really about showing up as much as I can. Usually every day is what I strive for, but life isn't perfect. And sometimes we all experience different things that impact our productivity, but showing up every other day with the will and feeling of I can do it and trusting my instincts more. I think oftentimes, especially if you blow up on social media or you're with a gallery, you often think about what would sell more, what would be the next viral video. But I think for me, my favorite pieces and the pieces that I feel like resonate with the right audience are the ones that I really loved. Like some pieces I complete and I cry because I'm like, I feel like I poured so much of myself onto this piece. And that is a beautiful feeling that I don't get if I created something just with the mindset of, oh, this will sell more, or oh, this will go viral. Okay, another thing that I am working on to become a better artist is working on pieces from finish to start. I feel like we all do this. We don't feel very creative, and then we start on a piece without a thorough plan, and then with that we abandon those pieces. And I can literally show you my walls. Like those two, this one is done. And then these two, I'm still working on, okay? And then you can also see like the other sides. These are the other ones that I've like kind of done, but then there's some that I have yet to finish. And the reason why I put them on the walls as like a reminder, you need to complete this. And it's not a bad thing. Like I like the reminder, but sometimes it's kind of scary when I come in and I see them all like looking at me. And then another tip that goes into it that I feel like helps me become an artist is being less afraid of making bad art. I used to do this when I was younger, and I want to re-implement it in 2026. It's having a day in the week where you specifically just make art. that is bad. Like, it doesn't have to be good. It's about like merging as many mediums as you can. As a mixed media artist, I love combining different textures, different fabrics, papers, mediums, all in one to see what it looks like, because sometimes it can be something beautiful that you have never tried before. So that's one that I really love. And these are just like things that I am measuring for myself in ways to become a better artist. And I like to write these down. I don't just have them in my mind, I like to actually write them down. Honestly, now that I said like you need to write it down, I second guess myself if I actually wrote it down. So now I'm like actually writing it down. Oh, I forgot this one. Knowing your why for everything is so helpful. I wrote it down. Now I can pay attention more and have it by my desk to look at to make it consistent. Alrighty. Let me see. Okay. So we defined what I am measuring to become a better artist, and that way it's more attainable to have in check-ins and just seeing how things go. And I think scheduling that in your calendar to just check in, hey, did I do the goals that I did? Just like how you would do with a corporate job with your manager, having that translated over to your personal life is really helpful. And it's literally like a meeting one-on-one with me and myself. So maybe Coda will join in, but I don't think she's going to be an active participant. So with that, it really helps you step forward to a better version of yourself. My check-in days are Mondays. I think it's just a great way to start the week to kind of reflect over it, and I'm refreshed from the weekend. Number 2, have a vision board. So we talked about actually writing down your goals, but having a vision board of like inspiration, whether it's art that you adore or artists or just goals that you would be a complete dream to come true if it were to happen. Those things just help with your why and make you consistent. I have like various vision boards depending on the topic, and then I have like a unified like vision board of just like overarching themes that I would like to happen this year. I believe in manifestations to a degree, but I think it's so important to write things down and really have that goal in mind, and then smaller goals to achieve that big goal. Does that make sense? Pretty much what I'm saying is having an overarching goal and smaller goals to lead to that is so helpful. And then let's talk about everybody's favorite topic, and I'm just joking, but the artist block. Took a break and I'm back. Let's get to it. Okay, managing artist block. We gotta talk about it. And let's define it. Let's define what it means to have an artist block. An artist block is generally similar to a writer's block, where you feel like you can't really produce anything and you're just staring at a blank, I guess, piece of paper or canvas or whatever your medium is. And it happens to all of us. I have never met anybody that said, I've never had a artist block. It shows up differently. Like it can be like some people can have it for years, others can have it for months, some people have it for weeks. Days count too, but I feel like very little people only have it for just like days. It's very normal, and I think usually being blocked can even happen just as a person. Like I feel like sometimes I just don't feel like myself, and I am going through stuff, and that's really impacting all aspects of my life, whether it's relationships, whether it's creativity, whether it's just being active. All those are, I feel like they all go in hand, like having harmony. And I feel like finding your homeostasis is so important, of like, what is your baseline and what does that like look like, and going from there. And a lot of things can restore you to becoming a better artist, or just going back to that aspect of feeling fulfilled. And yeah, wait. My mommy's calling. Hold on. Hello. Gotta sew a YouTube.
Mm.
Yeah, Shifin.
شلونك؟
I can't not pick up when my mom calls. So let's get back to it. If you haven't read The Artist's Way, it's a great book and it really taught me how important it is to kind of release whatever's on your mind. Like first thing in the morning, having those 3 pages of just writing continuously whatever is coming to mind is really helpful in releasing anything that you're holding on to, talking about inspiration. I honestly do the brain vomit 1 page usually. And then I go to the next page if I want to, but I like having it 1 page so then I can really examine it. So alter it to whatever your needs are. And then I really also like that she mentioned that she goes on like nature walks. And she really like observes everything. I love living by nature and having a good trail by me. It just humbles me. It puts me in the right perspective. I personally just couldn't live in the city, maybe like closer to it, but I love my quiet time. I love that like I can open my windows and I don't hear much besides like birds and nature and maybe some like cars. But it's funny because we've been having construction for a while and I think it's finally coming to an end. So that is going to be it's gonna be something I'm really excited for, honestly. Um, okay, and then when you're journaling, it's so important to also talk about like what didn't work and what did work. Like sometimes I feel like some projects drain me, and finding out why is really important. Like for example, if I do too many commission work or pieces, like okay, that has not been a problem yet, but at some point I did have like 3 jobs, and I just felt like that didn't work out with me because I felt like I was so tired all the time. I didn't have time for myself. I just had to be like go, go, go. And that was when I was creating the least amount of work that I wanted to add to my collection. So reflecting on what worked and what didn't is so important. Focusing on what worked and what didn't is so important in navigating your path forward and just navigating and evaluating what worked. Okay, next up. Before starting on a big piece, something that I really stress over is following the step. And I know it's really easy to just be like, I'm feeling a strong drive to create, and it's just going to come to me. The colors are going to speak to me. It's going to be beautiful. How many times have you started that way? And then you're like, now what? And I don't like the colors. I don't like how it's becoming. It's very rare those projects actually come together, to be honest with you. But having a plan of what you want to accomplish, whether it's like a collection and it's very defined about what's going on, what you're working towards, and then doing a small sketch, like a little sketch. Like I have my sketchbook that sometimes I do like just a little sketch to kind of showcase the composition of the sketch, and I can like show you. Let me show you. Okay, so this is my journal and this is a sketch that I did. Let me show you. Okay, you see that? And I'll show you the painting. And this is it. Do you see how I followed my plan? Oh, wait. Okay, from this to this. It's really helpful in following the plan and just making sure that I have an idea what's going on. And that piece is so beautiful and I love it. And it was a lot easier to make because I already have the steps of what I wanted to complete. And after that, just like also like after you do that sketch, so you have a plan, you have a sketch, have an understanding of what colors will go where. Usually I have like a mood palette of what to go forth, and that's it. Then I feel like you're going to create something with more confidence, more structure, and that would really help you in completing the actual canvas. Because like the pieces that I have yet to finish are the ones that I didn't have a concrete plan for. I was like, it's going to come to me. It'll be beautiful. I just don't operate that way. And I'm so jealous of the people that do, because sometimes that works, but sometimes most of the time it does not. Okay. Oh, another little tip that I found out is like if you take a photo of whatever you're painting, and this kind of goes in with color theory, depending on what your background is, like the color will look different. So oftentimes I like take a photo. So right now, let me take a photo of this mug. And then when I take a photo and I'm trying to understand like what colors are what, you can go on like the droplet tool to kind of gauge in on which color it is. So within the scale, the droplet, but ultimately you can drop it on which color you want and it will give you the actual color name and the splotch. So then like I kind of mark it and see it against like a white background to see what it actually looks like. And that really helps me navigate which colors to use. And that was like a little tip that I found out that has been really useful. Alrighty, you guys, with that, I hope that this was helpful. Some takeaways are in becoming a better artist, defining what does that look like to you. And okay, so wait, let me recap. To summarize the points that we discussed, let's talk about the just takeaways of how to become a better artist. You might have skipped to this anyways, but to recap what we talked about, things to do to make you a better artist and things that I'm also implementing on this new year are one is defining what does it look like for you to become a better artist. Just know it's different levels. Somebody else's level does not mean that it's yours, and that is totally okay. Number two, board. Having a vision board is a great way for inspiration and just a little reminder of what you're working towards. And it can be specific just to art too to make it more tailored. Managing your artist block, whatever that looks like to you, making sure you rejuvenate yourself. And another one that's great to add on to that one is also fitness. We didn't talk about fitness, but lowering your cortisol levels and having more exercise in your life just improves your brain so much, your energy, and just benefits all around as long as you do it safely and talk to your doctor if you have any limitations. And then also like knowing your why. Your why is so crucial. These are not very like high takeaways. I'm like diving to specifics. Okay. And then having a plan before starting a big piece. So with that, those are my quick tips. Pretty much 4 quick tips that will help you become a better artist. And Happy New Year, everybody. I'm hoping that this year I'll be creating more videos. So if you like this one, let me know. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.